Hello trader, welcome back to the another live session. Hello trader, welcome back to another live session. Starting another trading day after yesterday's massive manipulation here on gold. We can see the market is still in a consolidation. This green candle, we saw that there was a very unusual manipulation here, and with this manipulation the market grabbed a huge liquidity. After that we saw that pullback. Currently the market in a sideways. So before NFP we see that more often this kind of manipulation. Now at the moment what we can expect in the market is, if you look at this Wednesday, we have seen that there was a very what I would say that all of them ran on AUD CPI 0.7%, CPI 1.9%, and trim mean CPI also 0.7%. So we see that there was a data has come out. So it's dropped by the consumer purchase on AUD. That has given little momentum on gold, and we looked at that AUD USD, which has also shown bearish move after the data. We see there is a 4-hour bearish engulfer has formed. And now if we look at today's market to see where we could see the potential move, and AUD data also may have an impact on gold as of, if you look at coming up 6 p.m. today, Euro German preliminary GDP coming 6 p.m. on Euro. That will also have an impact on Euro dollar, followed by coming up ADP non-farm employment change, and we will be covering that one as well in the live session. So let's first of all look at on XAUUSD, starting with the daily chart to see what kind of market structure is forming. Now from the daily we can see that XAUUSD open with a bullish candlestick formation on the daily chart, and I'm going to do a full multi-time frame analysis, and then once we do the full multi-time frame analysis we can look for possible setup here in this market, looking at the monthly chart to see where we can find potential trading opportunity in this market. Welcome. First of all, thanks for joining, and say yes in the live chat if you are if you have joined the live session, so that we can begin the analysis and trade setup. Are you ready for today's trade setup? Say yes if you are ready. So yes, if you are ready for today's trade setup, and welcome Omar, very good, thank you. Patrick, good job. And Steve, welcome. TJ, very good. Boslin, welcome. Good to hear that you are ready. So let's first of all morning. Patrick, welcome. And let's first of all begin the multi-time frame analysis on gold. And multi-time frame is key because when you look at the multi-time frame, that's where you can look for possible the directional bias, which is the number one when we are opening position. To look at the multi-time frame, once we are directionally know that which way we will be trading, either we will be buying or selling. Once we are corrected on the multi-time frame, then we can look for the price action confirmation for any kind of entry in this market. So looking at monthly chart, first of all, we can see that from the monthly, there is you see that back-to-back 3 monthly long week candle. Now the market, when in that situation, you can see the price on a 3 monthly level, where there is an important support level on the monthly, And we can see that in that monthly time frame here, that you can see the market is potentially showing that bearish momentum in that area. And from the monthly, what we can see in that area, this is the monthly resistance line where the price, you can see there is a rejection here from that level. And with the rejection, this is a long weak candle on the monthly time frame on XAUUSD. Now, that being said, we can see that after this long week rejection with this monthly long week, the market is as this market is getting the rejection here, we can expect for the market to potentially drop back to this monthly support level where the market is heading to that zone. And what we can see, now from the monthly, what we can see in that area, gold from this resistance has got the rejection back below. We are almost at the end of the month, and because we are almost at the end of the month, today is the last day of monthly close. That means it's the 31st day. So tomorrow is one more monthly day, and we see that weekly price action as well. The market from the weekly made it a drop early and now on a pullback. So what I think that with the monthly close, we may see the price, if the market is closing above this area from the weekly, from the monthly, we might see the price to break below here in that direction. So from the daily that we can see, which is this weekly resistance line that we can see, is also the monthly resistance area in that area. And that being said, if we look at the daily here, we could see the market to break that high and then to potentially reject from that level to this support level here. And that could be the potential for the next move in this market. So if you look at here, you can see that this is the daily move from this resistance here, which is a stronger move to the support level on the daily. And the market, you can see the price potentially pushing back here, and there is a gap open on the daily as well. And from that gap open, we could see the market to trend down after a retest. So today's potential area that we can look for entry is the previous daily high. Once the market managed to break the previous daily high, that is where we can look for potential selling. And you can see this is the level also for our 20 EMA, which is an important level on the lower time frame. So that being said, as soon as you will find suitable price action on the lower time frame, we can look for potential entry. From the 5 minutes here, we can see the price is trying to break below here. So this is a long term here in that area bearish, but what I think we might see the market to potentially trend back above this resistance, this high. This is the daily high that you can see, the previous daily high, and that daily high is today's potential level. And what I think, if you look at here, you can see this is the 5 minutes move, a complete bounce back to this key level here, and from this key level the market is trying to trend again in the direction here. So that said, what we could see that this market to go ahead, retest, and then potentially to reject. So today's support is here, and today's potential resistance that you can see is here in this market. So this is where we will be looking into potential entry. Now 5 minutes closing, this is a bearish engulfer. You can see it crossed 2 dojis high. Now this candle could be a zone that the market might try to test the daily low here. So that being said, the price may drop back to this 3321 before it bounce back up. That could be one move. The other move could be that if the market not being able to break that low, we may see that the market again going back to the 3335 level. So the market in a range while we see that there is a move. This is the 5 minutes bearish engulfer. There is a selling pressure in this candle, and that selling pressure could bring the price back below here in this support level. So for us to find an entry here, it's a bear market. We will be looking into selling at either from the resistance line where the market getting the rejection from those level, or we could see the market to go ahead and continue to drop to break this low in that area. Waiting on that for the price to show up in that area. So that being said, we are looking into the this is the, if you look at the 30 minutes, we can see also a 30 minutes doji is being formed with a head and shoulder formation. This is the head, left shoulder, and the right shoulder here. So with this head and shoulder formation, the market on the 30 minutes also may potentially drop back below here in this market. Looking into that, the 5 minutes bearish engulfer also, what I think the price may drop to the daily low here. It could break below the daily low before it have any potential bounce, or breaking even further below and then continue to rise again to the daily high. So let's delete the levels again to refresh the zone that we could see. This is today's low, and this is today's high, and also the previous daily high. So these are two areas that we can sell to this level. In case the market breaking below here, we might see a potential bounce to the daily high. If the price is crossing 3334 level, we might be able to sell this market for potential drop here, as it is currently in a bearish move. Welcome. So now here what we can expect, that this market from the lower time frame is showing that bearish move. If we look at the 1 minute, we see also the downtrending market structure. When we will be able to sell here, to look to see where the market is heading. Now looking into that here, is we can see the market is in a sharp trend here, 5 minutes chart, that we can see the market maintaining that bearish market structure, and we will be looking into the overall picture in this market. Here is a resistance line where the market is maintaining that bearish market structure. We can see the market is maintaining that bearish market structure in that area. And we'll be looking into the sell here to this support level. Maintaining a strong downtrending market structure in this area, expecting this market to continue to drop here to this support level for long-term picture. Now, how the market is maintaining that structure is an important level that you can see. We see there's a pin bar here on the 30 minutes close. So that being said, the market is potentially, here is the 15 minutes bearish engulfer formation with a long rejection. That is giving the market potentially to break below this support level to create a new lower low in this market. And as the market is maintaining the downtrend, we will be looking into this market to potentially sell to this level to create a new lower low in this market. Now here is the market. If you look at here, you can see the price from the 20 EMA getting the rejection, and we could see the price to potentially drop from that level to this support level to create a new lower low in this market. Here is a doji formation, and that doji, if we look at that lower time frame, you can see there is a doji on the 30 minutes and the 15 minutes, expecting that this market to potentially bounce and then to reject back below to this support level to create a new lower low in this market. And it's a long-term downtrending market. We'll be waiting for this price to potentially continue to drop here to this support level to create a new lower low in this market. And any bounce here, that's where we will be able to find possible entry, because if you look at the daily, that we can see from this daily low, the price has got the initial bounce, and this is the daily resistance where we might see the market to potentially trend down here to this support level to create a new lower low. So from the intraday time frame, here is what we can see the price potentially going ahead and hit that level and then to create a new lower low. So this is the lower time frame here on the 15 minutes chart that we can see the market is, if you look at here, it's a sharp bounce back to the upside, and currently from that level the market, if you look at here, you can see this is a bearish engulfer indicated here, and with this move the price has reached that key level, and after reaching this key level from this zone, the market has potentially coming down here to create a new lower low in this market. And if you look at the 5 minutes here, now there is an impulse correction. This is the daily high here, which is the 3334 level, which is an important daily resistance line. And from that daily resistance, if you look at here, you can see there is a gap here. There is an imbalance in the market. So if the price is going here, retesting this imbalance, breaking that high, we may see the market to come back here to this support level to create a new lower low. Here is the key here, and I hope that guys you're enjoying the live session that we are doing every day. Make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day, including analysis, live trade setup, live discussion. Now if you want to learn more, make sure you check out the link below this video, where you can see also the Telegram channel link as well as the website, where you can see more information how to become a member in this academy to learn the best strategy that I'm teaching every day. So here is the 15 minutes bearish engulfer, and the price from this high, it's getting that rejection here from this zone. And that being said, with this bearish engulfer, the price slowly trying to build up that pressure here to create a new lower low in this market. Now with this doji formation, here is what we can see. This is a long wick doji, and that long wick doji back to back, if you look at here, this is 1 hour candlestick pattern, and we saw that there was a 1 hour bearish engulfer. The market has reached that high and slowly trying to reject back. Now this, if this 1 hour long wick is getting a rejection from the top, we might see that this market is potentially coming back below to this support level to create a new lower low in this market. So here we are looking to see that how the market potentially be creating a market structure. 15 minutes chart, the price is trying to pull back to the upside. On the 5 minutes, here is a doji, and that being said, we see the price is trying to pull back again to the upside. Today's high is at 333 level, so this is the zone we might see the market to hit and retest and then reject back below to create a new lower low. With this bearish engulfer, the market is trying to pull back, and that's where we could see the market to trend back down here to this support level. Now, for us to find possible entry, we need to first decide either the market potentially bias to drop back below or bounce back to the upside. This is what we are looking at here at the moment. If the market is setting for further drop here or potentially bouncing back here to the upside, if this bullish move is not long enough or strong enough, we might see the market to trend back down here, and that both directional bias is possible. If we look at the 1 hour, that we can see the market not showing a very stronger a bullish impulse to the upside. Rather, we could see the market to break below here potentially, and that's the price action. If that's the price action that forming, we could see that the market to trend down here. We have 1 minute for this candle to close on the 5 minutes time frame, and I think that this market potentially to break below rather than bouncing back to the upside. Now within this 1 minute time frame, I'm going to open sell with a potential that this market to break below, keeping stop loss above this swing high and targeting to this level, with the notion that the market potentially to remain bearish in that area, and it might be bullish as well. So make sure guys you do proper risk management, which is very important to look at. And that being said, here I'm looking to sell here on Xauusd from the 5 minute chart to give us that potential trade setup. So I have open sell here on Xauusd for this potential break below, targeting to 3322 level. So I'm short on gold. I'm selling here on Xauusd. I'm selling at 3332.38. Stop loss sitting at I'm selling at 3328.19, setting stop loss at 332.38 and TP target at 3322.06. and this is the current setup on Xauusd that I'm opening. So that being said, here we see the market is trying to break below in that area, expecting it to potentially reject back below, as it is. If you look at here, you can see from this high, after cross of this high, the market has rejected back below, and expecting that this market to trend down here. If you look at the 1 hour, if you look at the 1 hour here, we see there is a long wick rejection, and I think that this candle potentially to remain bearish in that area, and there is a 15 minutes close coming. If this 15 minutes close is not being able to be very strong or bullish, we could see the market to trend down here, and the 5 minutes price action is where if you look at the 50 minutes again, we'll be waiting to see 1 hour price action is in that area to potentially continue to drop here. So looking at that in that area on Xauusd, from the 4 hour again, looking at this market, we see that there is a rejection from the top, and now we are almost 2 minutes left for this candle to close here. Now the possibility for this market to go down here rather than going up is higher. That's what the strategy is being used here. And from the 30 minutes also, there is a long wick doji. Here is the market trying to move in that area, and if we look at here, you can see that it's trying to push back again from the 4 hour here and from the 5 minutes, expecting it to reject back again to the direction of the trend. Here is this is where the market is maintaining that structure. So you see that the price slowly pushing up for a pullback. From the 1 hour and from the 15 minutes chart, we'll be waiting to see here. The market may grab more liquidity. We are almost at the top of this level, and here is a bearish move. We're getting some rejection here from the 1 minute. We see that long wick candle. Okay, so we can see the market is in that area trying to push back down, and here, as if we look at the lower time frame again, 1 minute, we see the rejection. Would like to see the market is maintaining that downtrend, and if it drops down here, we can expect it to drop back to this support level here. We're seeing the downtrend in that area and expecting it to break below to this support level here. And that's why we're waiting to see the market to come back down here to trend and then to potentially grow back below. So 5 minutes, we can see a red doji formation. That red doji could lead that price back below. And here is would like to see the market is trending with another bearish move. And from the 15 minutes also, it's trying to form a possible doji here. We are seeing that bearish rejection here on the lower time frame, giving a probability for this market to continue to drop here to this support level to create a new lower low in this market. All right, so here as you can see, the market is trending back below here, and we may see the market to potentially continue to trend back below to the support level to create a new lower low in this market. That being said, we are sell on that, and the market, if you look at here, 1 hour closing with a potential rejection from the top, and the price is almost to the support level, and we can expect this market potentially to continue to drop to this support level. And we can see the price is in a bearish move, expecting we are just at the entry level now. The market has broken back below, and I'm holding on to the trade, expecting it to come back down further to this support level to create a new lower low in this market. So here is, if you look at here, you can see 30 minutes, 1 hour, that's all those time frame is showing that bearish momentum here, and we can expect the market to continue to potentially drop, and we are just back below our entry, and because there is a rejection from here, we can expect this market to continue to come back below here, and I'm holding on to that. There is a rejection from the top, so that might lead that price back to the profit target here, expecting it to come back down to the support level to create a new lower low. Are you guys with me? We are on just at entry and potentially be going to the profit area, where the market potentially to continue to drop. And that's why we can see the market is maintaining that downtrend in that area. We see the price to possibly grow back below, and here is a too long rejection potentially could give this market now to break below. This is the 5-minute chart that you can see a long bearish engulf around the 5 minutes, and with the series of lower high here on the 5 minutes perspective on gold, I would like to see the market is trending back to this support level to create a new lower low. From the 1 minute that we see it closed as a from the 1 hour, we see that there is a long wick doji and back to back 2 long wick candle here from the 1 hour. So there is one red and then one green. So both of these candle are showing that possible rejection from the top, from the higher price, and this is a very strong consolidation pattern here. Would like to see that on the 1 minute as well, the market to continue to trend back below here. Here is the bearish engulfer on the 5 minutes, and the next one is trying to pull back to the upside here for another rejection, and that price action is important. I'd like to see the price is maintaining that downtrending market structure from this resistance that we can see to melt back below to this support level here. We're still on this move here, and here is, if you look at here, you can see series of lower high with a long wick rejection. So that resistance, the dynamic resistance, could be maintained, and if that resistance is being maintained in this lower time frame, we might see the price to drop back below here to this support level. because it's a downtrending market structure. And from the 1 hour, we see that this long wick doji, it's just ranging in that area. This is the resistance here in this area, which is, as I mentioned earlier, from the resistance you can see that rejection coming potentially to the lower time frame. Waiting for the market to reject back below. Here is the 1 minute bearish engulfer that you can see the market is again trying to reject from that high. So this is the resistance. You can see series of lower high. It's a trend line. The market is getting that rejection from the trend line. That rejection could bring that price, if you look at the 1 hour here as well, to create a new lower low. We see some drop coming, and so here is the rejection again. Okay, so the market on the 5 minutes in a zone where if this price is not going to fill that long wick at the top, we could see that break below at the support, depending on how the market is creating the structure here. Price in a critical level again, and that's the zone that would like to see the market to. If you look at here, you can see from that long wick it was getting rejected in the past, and that rejection could bring the price to potentially to the support, or to bounce again back. Here is a long wick bearish followed by this pullback, and All right, this is a very interesting price action. Now 1 minute price action, big red candle, followed by, we see here it's building up potentially a reversal pattern, and it's getting some bullish bounce here. Okay, so getting some bullish bounce with a big long 1 minute candle formation. Now this is where it's getting rejection, or from the 1 hour there was a doji, and if this market going up, that will be unusual. In that case, we might see the price to go ahead and hit the daily resistance line. Crosses that high, it's at the top here, and might be going to the sessions high. If that's going to the sessions high, which is also the daily high here. We're still on the trade, and still on the trade, and the market in a resistance, which is now again having some rejection. This is a very there was a big red candle, green candle, red. So this is a fully consolidated structure it has formed. We see there is a long wick rejection here, and with a big bear rejection to see that where the market potentially be heading. And Okay, so 1 minute, another bearish engulfer. This market is now prepared to break the low or further bounce here. We see that bearish move still going on here in that area, and I'm still on the trade. We see the price from the high, it's getting that reaction back again, back below. It's getting more liquidity in that area, and there's a gap open. So you see the prices tested the session's high. It just to the upside, still on the trade, and it's a big bounce. It may potentially go back to the daily high. The market is still getting that rejection in that area, and see the market is maintaining that consolidation pattern in this area. And that being said, we are looking forward to see the market to drop from that level, which is, we can see the market has made its move back to the upside here, and we see that it's getting the rejection. News on, it's not on dollar. It's unusual pumping here, and so what I think there, as you can see, the price on the 4-hour resistance line, it's on a very narrow edge at the moment, and good morning, welcome. Now here is, this is a long wick doji that you can see in that area. We are out with this trade and waiting for to see that the market is with this doji that's unusually bounced back to the upside. Now from the intraday, we can see that this is a this is the 5 minutes price action, which is a bearish engulfer. So the price has reached that daily high again, and from the 30 minutes that we can see a long wick rejection. 15 minutes also we can see that bearish move, and from the 5 minutes we can see that rejection back below in this area. It just has reached that resistance, getting the rejection again after this overextension, and the market potentially to come back here again now. And if you look at here, you can see quite a few 1 minute bearish engulfer, and I think this price to possibly come back below from that high, as quite a few bearish engulfer formation here. If you look at here, you can see this is a previous key level. The market has just crossed that key level and then got that rejection back below. We'll be waiting for further confirmation before we look for any entry opportunity, as later coming up, ADP non-farm employment change. You will be trading in this live session, guys. Make sure that you stay also active in that live session coming up in few hours. I'll be ending this session, still be looking to see if any trade in the market. And I'll see you again, guys, trading live together very soon. Until that,